Hey guys, how are you? It's Mark from Novi, Famous Dave's. We're going to talk some brisket for you. Obviously just changed the brisket, one brisket. Now we're to a newer brisket. It's thinner that we're seeing. One thing that we're going to talk about first is slagging, and then the purge of it. On this one piece that I brought out here, we got about 2 cups, almost 3 cups of purge just on that one bag. So we can't over slack this stuff. We got to make sure that we have our timing on our slacking exactly right. We used to pull 5 cases right when we smoked 5 cases. We found out that we can actually wait a day now, because this stuff is actually thawing out faster than we actually wanted to. So be careful on that. The next thing is a nice sharp knife. All right, my knife of preference is a 9-inch knife here. Is a nice sharp one, and then also pick up a nice sharpener. All right, Restaurant Equippers, Ed Don. This one I got at Restaurant Equippers, and I believe it was Roseville, Sterling Heights, about $20. Everybody likes this one. All right, now that we got our nice sharp knife, now we can get down. What's that?
Don't forget your cut glove, Mark.
Thank you. Safety first here at Novi. That we always think of first. So we want to put on our cut glove. Make sure that we re-glove, and we can get ready to cut some of our brisket. All right. So now that we slagged it, got it, took the purge out and everything, here's a nice piece of brisket that we got. We want to look around, see where our thick parts of our fat is. There's some thick pieces there. Now what we want to look at is, here in Novi, we actually do a butterfly. All right, so what we want to do is we want to find where our pieces are coming together, and we want to cut down that middle. All right, so we want to find that middle part, and we want to go right down the middle here, right in between that fat, so we're actually sharing that fat with both pieces, with that flat and that point. All right, and where we want to end is right where they're meeting, that point and that flat. All right, so when we're done, all said and done with the smoke, all we're doing is we're cutting straight down, so we're not missing anything with our seasoning. It's a nice straight cut after we're done and when we wrap it. So again, kind of going off the basis of what Famous Eric from Westland did, was he just trimmed a little bit of it and he scored. So it's basically all we're doing, taking off of what he did. You can see how thick it was, and just kind of take off that excess of that fat. Make sure it's nice and scored and it renders down good. And on the other side where we're sharing that fat. All right. And we can take off a little bit of that. And that looks good for that part. I'm gonna flip it over. Like I said, I will score it. Nice little score there. And check out what our fat cap looks like here. Probably could use a little trim right there. And you want to try to stay away from that, getting that deep down. And again, if there's a couple little pieces that you think is really thick, score a little extra. That's fine. So we've got a little bit of fat waste right there. We're going to put aside. Now seasoning. No difference. Got your 1/3 cup, your first one. Now, what we did notice when we first rolled this out, when we first got this brisket and started doing the butterfly like this, is that our guys were skipping this part. So we want to get in here so you don't have, when it's done smoking and coming out of the smoker and you cut it, it's not bare right here, you have that full flavor. Alright? So I'll start with our first round of brisket seasoning here. And again, we want to get in there. Alright. And in our first half tablespoon of pepper. Again, we want to get inside there in that butterfly. Make sure we get a good rub down. Get in that crevice there where the points and the flats meet. And make sure we're getting along that side. Coming off the top, getting those sides. And that flavor right there. Alright? We want to flip around. And go back to our other third cup here. Last 3 tablespoons. And our last half tablespoon of pepper. Rub that down there. And again, a nice score. Seasoning is getting down a little bit, round the edges. We're in our crevice and we're in our butterfly, and we got both sides. Now when we smoke this and it comes out, all we're doing, we're gonna cut this straight down to separate the point and the flat, wrap it, sham it, off to the line. Thank you very much for your time. Have a famous day.